Well, here's the key. Don't major in trivial things. If you spend too much time on petty activities, you'll always fall behind. In sales training, we learn to discern between big and little activities. Here's what we consider minor. Thinking about prospects, developing lists of prospects, maintaining records on prospects, visiting prospects, and rating them thereafter. These are all minor tasks. Now, here's what's major: being in the presence of the prospect. That's the key. If you're in sales, take a look at your week and think about how much time you spend on the minor duties and how little on the important tasks. Spending time with prospects. How many hours in your day are spent in their presence? That's what actually matters. And yet so many of us get caught up in little things. Here's another fundamental in time management. Don't mix movement with development. It's easy to feel like you're busy, but being busy doesn't necessarily mean you're achieving anything. A person could come home after a hard day, fatigue, and think they've done a lot. But the real issue is, what have you done? Some folks are busy traveling in circles, getting nothing. In sales, we also learn not to mistake kindness for consent. Just because someone is nice and nods while you chat doesn't indicate they're ready to buy. They're merely being courteous. It doesn't show agreement. Another crucial lesson is concentration. I had to learn this throughout the years. I once tried to compose a letter in the shower, which turned out to be a mess. What I learned is that you should save work for the office. Enjoy your own time on your commute to work and in the shower. Once you go to the office, then focus on your task. Concentration is crucial. Finally, learn to say no. In today's social world, it's simple to say yes to everything, but that leads to overwhelm. You end yourself spending more time trying to back out of obligations you should have declined. It's preferable to reply, "I don't think so, but if that changes, I'll call you." It's a simple method to avoid overcommitting oneself. Don't allow your mouth overflow your back. It's a nice one. Now, here's a major one on time management. When you work, work. When you play, play. Don't mix the two. Don't work at play. I used to take my family to the beach and bring my briefcase. I learned not to do that. At the beach, I'd tell myself, I should be at the office. I should be at the office. Now, my family's irritated because I'm at the beach thinking office, office, office. Then, when I'm in the office, I'm thinking, I got to get my family to the beach. The beach, the beach, the beach. So, things aren't going well at the office because I'm thinking beach. And things aren't going well at the beach because I'm thinking office. Here's what I learned to do at the beach. Be at the beach. At the office, be at the office. When you work, work. When you play, play. Don't mix the two. Don't work at play. Now, here's one of the most crucial ones. Don't play at work. Work is too serious. You don't want the reputation of being the office joker. It's not a good one. Yes, there's time for lovely stories. Yes, there's time for a little humor. Yes, a happy office is better. But I'm telling you, you've got to be serious about work because you're parting with a piece of your life for the work you perform. Your employment costs you a piece of your life. Here's what it's called: serious business. Nor grim nor unhappy, but serious. Don't play at work. The old expression, we don't hear it much anymore, is horsing around at the office. Playing about, playing jokes, playing tricks. There's no place for that. Not at work. At the beach, yes. Sure, somewhere else. Maybe. But not at work. You've got to treat work with all due conservative passion, since it's guiding you to your future. Here's another crucial phrase. All labor is good. You may not like your job, but if that's stepping stone to where you want to go, you've got to appreciate it. You don't have to have a passion for your profession. Here's the ultimate passion. A passion for extraordinary success in every sector of your life. That's the passion. But don't look down on a job just because it seems mundane. No work is menial. No job is beneath you. Well, every task is noble. Trading life for compensation, making a contribution to society. Next, assess how you are. If you have weaknesses and it feels like you can't change, here's the key: get it covered. I used to keep promising myself, I'll keep the books. Finally, I gave that up. And back then, it just cost me an extra 50-60 USD a month for an accountant to manage everything. I told myself, no, I'm going to save the $50. You can't believe what I started losing productivity because I sought to save $50. The thing is, you can preserve your existing circumstances, but just make sure you cover all your bases. All right, next. Beware of the telephone and all other modes of communication, especially at home. Here's one of the best pieces of advice I've got for you this weekend. Let all communication systems serve you, but don't let them intrude. When it's time to have dinner with your family, turn off all communication systems, except for those that can silently take messages. Don't let the phone ring. Don't let anyone interrupt. Whether it's through the front door, the back door, the telephone, or any other method. You see, John and his family can't be reached during dinner time. Not even the President of the United States could get through. If you build that kind of reputation, when it's dinner time, we're off limits. You'll discover that people respect your boundaries. When you're with your family, nothing should interrupt. So, don't allow these intelligent technologies invade your time. You need a sanctuary, something valuable that nobody can touch, even if just for a little period. Okay, that's some great counsel. Well, here's the next one. Read all the books you can. I've only got a few ideas here on time management. But if you have specific challenges, like running a major organization or corporation, there are lots of books that can help. Next, be more mindful of items that might be stealing your time. Here's why time is like capital. You can't let anyone steal your seed corn. You can't afford to lose your wealth. And you certainly can't let people take your time. You must designate your time, and for the period you've set aside. Don't allow anyone steal it from you. Casual time. Sure, someone might intrude and grab a tiny part of it, but don't let them take your important time. One of the best time management tactics is learning to ask questions up front. Sometimes you can spend an hour chatting to someone only to realize that if you had asked a few simple questions at the beginning, you could have saved yourself the time. Asking questions directly helps you go straight to the heart of the issue. But if you just delve into a conversation, you might waste 30 minutes or even an hour. Then, after all that time, you ask, John, what's really the problem? And he adds, well, it's something personal. See, that's what we should have been discussing this whole hour is how to think on paper. Let's take a break, and I'll discuss several strategies to think on paper. We've already discussed one, fixing difficulties by taking them out of your thoughts and putting them on paper. Another is defining goals and making lists, which we've started already. Here's another excellent technique to brainstorm on paper. Make a project book. For every individual you're working with and every project you're participating in, get a loose leaf binder, a tab, and some paper to store behind the tab. You can use this to maintain a continual overview of how things are doing with that individual or project. I call it a project book, and it has been tremendously valuable for me. This strategy allows you to track what's going on with the individual or project. For example, when you last met someone, what did you discuss? Write down your notes. Then when you meet again, you may review what you talked about last time and be better prepared for the current meeting. This is comparable to how things work when the president is preparing for significant travels. They are provided briefing books that recap the recent meeting with relevant figures. They include comments like, the last time you met with President Kennedy, he said this, and you responded with this. If someone is significant, keeping a running account is worth the work. You might even make a project book for your children, chronicling the interactions and occurrences between you and them. Next, let's discuss about a day planner. It's crucial to keep track of your appointments. My head is full with minutiae like when to catch a flight, when to organize a seminar, or when to have a conference. A day planner helps keep all of these items organized. Another essential tool is a game plan. If you own a home and have things like insurance payments coming due, you may record all this information on a spreadsheet to guarantee everything gets taken care of. The important concept is to pull things out of your thoughts and put them on paper. And the best way to do this is by experimenting with numerous approaches that help you do just that. Now, here's the last one. Thinking on paper by keeping a journal. One thing I've been renowned for worldwide over the past 39 or 40 years is maintaining a journal. My journal isn't just a diary. It's not meant to capture every aspect of my day. It might include bits of a diary, like when I'm flying over Ireland and I write down things that amaze me. Or it might include notes about meeting someone remarkable, or about presenting a seminar in Rome where 1,000 people stood up and sung for me. Those are amazing times to capture. But what a notebook is basically for is to collect thoughts, insights, and things that inspire me. A diary is a place to collect valuable ideas. Ideas for your health, for your business, for your future, and for time management. I used to jot things down on random pieces of paper, torn corners, old envelopes, and restaurant tablecloths. I'd dump all these things in a drawer, and it didn't help me much. Eventually, I realized the benefit of having a bound diary, and now I just write everything down in it. If I were here today, I'd be taking notes in my journal. If you're caught without it, just scribble down the ideas and add them to your diary when you get home. Then throw the scrap paper, because we rarely go back to review those notes on loose paper. Now, my journals have become a key part of my personal library. They're reserved for my children and grandchildren. Can you imagine the riches I've accumulated over the years? There are 3 crucial things to leave behind, and I believe you've already worked them out. Here they are. Number 1 at your photographs. Don't leave any incident unrecorded. It only takes a fraction of a second to shoot a photo with someone, whether you're traveling or at a special occasion. I've accumulated so many pictures, many of them given by others who took shots with me. These pictures are jewels. A photograph can say 1,000 words, capturing the emotion and the tale of the moment. When you look at these images, the memories flood back. Think about the old photos of your family from decades ago. How fantastic would it be to have thousands of pictures chronicling your own history and your family's legacy? Start leaving that record behind for your children. Next, your library. The novels that altered your life. The ones that improved your health, brought you out of bad situations, or motivated you to succeed. The books that you passed on because they were so effective. The ones that made you financially independent. And the ones that built your leadership skills. The books that offered you insight in difficult times, helped you get through hard winters, and motivated you to grow seeds for a flourishing future. What an awesome treasure that would be to leave behind. And trust me, Your books will be far more precious than anything else you leave behind.